Good morning, Wojak ETH community. Today is January 8th, 2026. Gorgeous Thursday morning. The market is down, has been down for the past 2 days. I think it might be because the news coming from Zcash that the dev team of Zcash just resigned as a team yesterday. We talked about Zcash about a month or two ago, when Zcash was making this huge run up. Same time with Monero. We think that it's because these criminals all over the world, these scammers coming out of China who live in Cambodia, for example, they put all their ill-gotten gains in Bitcoin before. And since some of these scammers, big-time scammers, got caught and their Bitcoins confiscated by the US government or by the Chinese government, the rest of these criminals, they sold their Bitcoin and put it into the privacy coins such as Monero and Zcash. That's why we had such a big run-up for Zcash. And I did not buy Zcash even during the big run because I had nothing to hide. But I see the lure of these privacy coins, because if you have $1 billion that you stole or you embezzled or someone bribed you or scammed people to get this $1 billion, you don't want it to be traced. And Bitcoin is traceable. And that's why it's not suitable for these criminals. But you also don't want your coins, your platform, to be associated with these scams as well. And that's the problems with these privacy tokens like Monero and Zcash. Criminals, they use your platform, to hide their assets. And that's the same problem with Solana. I had somebody on Twitter saying, what are the solution to establish trust, for a platform like Solana, because it is known to be festered by scammers. And my answer to that is pretty simple. Just give it time, because like the cliche goes, you can fool some people for a while, or you can fool everybody. No, you can fool everybody for a while, or you can fool somebody for a long time, but you cannot fool everybody forever. So time is going to expose. Time can expose all the scams. And same thing, with these knockoffs on Solana for Wojak. Eventually they'll be exposed by people like Klaus. And shout out to Klaus for continue to expose the founder of Bobo and his stooges, who created the other Wojak token, which is going down like crazy, as they eventually do. They all go to zero eventually, because they were found not on honesty or integrity, but on scams and manipulation and hype. So thank you, Klaus, for exposing them. And speaking of scammers, another news came out today that this guy Chen Zi, he was a Chinese scammer who went to Cambodia to run these large scam operations in Cambodia. These telecom scams. If you live in the US or in Europe, if you get any of these scam calls, many of those originated probably from this guy's operation. I would not be surprised that if he's one of the rats who traded in his Bitcoin several months ago for Zcash. But just because a coin is advertised as privacy, doesn't mean that it's completely untraceable. You know, to think that it's completely untraceable is really naive. If the U.S. government or Chinese government, if they want to get you, they're gonna get you. So, and it's the same message for all scammers out there. You know, eventually you have to, you know, whatever ill gains you have, you have to pay for that. You know, nothing in this life or the next is free. You can't keep scamming people and think that you can get away with it. Either you pay this lifetime or pay the next lifetime. It's better just to live honest and you know, life with integrity. You have much better nervous system, you know, better health. You have a clear conscience, and because you know you're not always on the run, always thinking about hiding your wealth. You know, you're always looking behind your back, looking for the law enforcement trying to get you, or people betraying you, because that's how you got your gain, by betraying people, by scamming people, by lying, by scheming. So, you know, these scammers, they have it coming for them. And if you just look at the news for the past few weeks, it seems like the evil in the world right now, they're being knocked down one by one. You know, starting with Venezuela and Maduro regime, and Iran is about to fall. You know, this is another evil regime. And who knows, you know, I'm hoping that another evil regime like North Korea is going to fall, and Putin, and eventually Xi Jinping of China, the Communist Party of China, they're going to fall as well. You know, all these are great for democracy, for justice, and you know, eventually over the long run, it's going to be great for Bitcoin and crypto like Wojak, because Bitcoin is sound money. It's probably the soundest reserve currency out there. And once China, the CCP is gone, China is going to embrace Bitcoin, you know, like it did really for the majority of Bitcoin's life. I mean, we, you know, in a sense, if you live in the West, you have to thank Xi Jinping for cracking down on Bitcoin, because had he not banned Bitcoin and the crypto in China, China will be by far the most leading innovators and operators of Bitcoin and crypto in the world. We already saw that prior to 2017. You know, China was like had 90% of the mining operation in the world concentrated in China. All the innovations in decentralized finance were coming out of China. Then in 2017, Xi Jinping banned Bitcoin, and in 2021 banned mining. And that really slowed down the adoption of crypto in China, and allowed the West, especially the US, to catch up. You know, a blunder by the leadership of China meant gain for Western world, especially for the US. So, but you know, once China opens up, you imagine 1 billion Chinese people, you know, rushing into Bitcoin and Wojak. It's going to be amazing. And right now, you know, it's frustrating to see that the market just keep being dragged down by bad news. If not from Zcash, it's from other platforms. You know, seems like every time Bitcoin tries to rally, there's always these scam-related projects just dragging the whole market down. But it's expected, you know. That means the system, the whole crypto ecosystem, is cleansing itself of evildoers, of scammers, just like Bitcoin. You know, 3-4 months ago we talked about this, when these the other big scammers got caught in England. You know, that is Bitcoin cleansing itself. So the Bitcoins that was concentrated in these criminals' hands, they were being switched over. They'll be taken over by sovereign companies and big sovereign countries, and the big corporations like MicroStrategy and El Salvador and Bhutan. You know, yesterday I saw this great news coming from Bhutan. Uh, they are gonna heavily invest in Bitcoin. That's wonderful. You know, uh, it's gonna be a great decision for Bhutan. Uh, they're gonna probably become one of the richest small countries in the world, just by this decision. You know, so kudos to them. And that's the thing, you know, with these scammers leaving the Bitcoin ecosystem, we can expect more and more formalized, you know, legalized regulation in the ecosystem. And over the long run, that's going to benefit us all. Except, you know, right now it's a little bit tough because the price is just not moving. But I have a feeling that 2026 is going to be a good year for all of us, you know. And, you know, the other news is saying that Venezuela, it was estimated of having 600,000 Bitcoins held by Maduro and his stooges. I don't know how true that is. I mean, 600,000 Bitcoin seems like an awfully large number. I don't know if they had that much Bitcoin. But if that's true, it's bullish. You know, that means all that cryptocurrency is going to be transferred to the custody of the U.S. government, to the strategic reserve. You know, and all those will be removed from the supply. That's wonderful if true. And I would not be surprised in the background, you know, Chinese government and U.S. government, they are competing to scoop up as much Bitcoin for each other, you know, for themselves as possible. Like this arresting of this rat, Cheng Zhi, that's done by the Chinese government. So whatever crypto that he had is gonna be falling into the hands of the CCP. You know, and I think these large countries, they know that Bitcoin's time is coming, crypto's time is coming. So before the price really moves, they want to hoard as much in their hands as possible. You know, in US, even though we're not directly buying as a government yet, but we are investing into mining, you know, into legally just confiscating these Bitcoins. And China is doing exactly the same. So once they've done enough hoarding, that's when they'll let the floodgates open, you know, start printing money to buy. To them, buying is their last resort, and they're gonna do it by printing money, of course. And that's when we're gonna see all the printing presses from EU, from China, from US, over the world. They're gonna be rushing to Bitcoin. And you know, nobody would know how high the price would rise by that time. And we already saw that, you know, just in the first week of the new year, that if Bitcoin goes up 3%, meme coins like Wojak and Punky and PayPay, they're gonna rise 10x that, or even, you know, 20x that. So what's good for Bitcoin is good for the honest projects like the OG memes, like us, like PayPay, like Doge, you know. And you know, nothing against those projects, they're great, but in terms of market valuation, we are the most undervalued. Like Doge have tens of billions of dollars market cap. PayPay is at what, $4 billion. We're at $9 million. It's ridiculous, you know, how low our valuation is. So I picked up some additional Wojak this morning because the price somehow went down to the 137 level. I'll continue to buy if the price keeps falling. You know, again, not financial advice. It's just what I'm doing. But shout out to the community members to Klaus for exposing the scams on Solana. Shout out to Wojakcoin ETH. You know, I don't know who is running that Twitter, but thank you for all the hard work you've been doing. Shout out to Trend Trader, Lyricus, Wojak Wallet, the team, to Cherry, VR, Reverend, to Ash, Christoph, to Chris Luth, to Rara, to Angelina, to everyone in Wojak community. You know, we are the community that makes the project valuable. You know. Actually, one more thing regarding the IP. It seems like Bullish DJ and this scammer, well, probably not a scammer, but this influencer. You know, he said that he somehow registered the copyright, the trademark for Wojak in EU, which I think is lame. It's so lame. You know, he did not even create the Wojak theme. You know, the Wojak theme was the meme was created 20 years ago. I mean, this guy, what rights does he have to patent it? You know, and even if he does, you know, like this act itself is really lame. I remember, you know, one project that I was heavily invested in was Hedera Hashgraph, and that was one thing that people was against Hedera, was because the founders, they patented the Hashgraph algorithm, and you know, just like the patent itself is against the ethos and the spirit of decentralization. You know, that's what the TradFi they try to do. They patent everything, set up these moats to prevent people from getting in. You know, it's against the spirit of DeFi, the spirit of cypherpunk. So you know, this bullish degen guy, he thinks that by patenting it gives him an edge, I guess, because he does use the Wojak as his picture on X, but he doesn't. It just exposes how lame this guy is. You know, it's like the least cool thing that he can do is by patent a meme that he had nothing to do with creating. This guy is such a joker. What a clown. So that's all I have for today. Stay hopeful, encourage one another, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video.